Hi, Terri Levine again, the Guru of Coaching, and today I'm giving you, I believe it's tip number 13, about the mistakes that coaches make. The biggest reasons that people fail as coaches, why they don't do well financially, and why they don't do well with client retention. And this is that the coach is really much more interested in talking about themselves and being extremely interesting. And I had an occasion to run into this recently. It was very interesting. I was attending I better not say what or where because people may figure it out. I was attending an event, and I was asked to come to attend the event to give some feedback to the person who was holding the event as to why there weren't a lot of good back of the room sales. One of the things that I love to do is I love to do platform speaking, and I've been very fortunate to be trained by some amazing people, and I am very, very happy to share my products and services, and so I do a great amount of product sales, of back of the room sales as they call it in our industry, and it really is because I have a passion for my products and services. I know they help people, and I wouldn't feel right if I wasn't sharing them and giving them. So what I really understood as to why there were problems with the back of the room sales is because this person was all about talking about themselves, how great they were, how wonderful they were, how they did things well, how they did things right, telling story after story about themselves. And I really felt like, you know what, you're not connecting with the audience enough. You're not asking the audience enough questions. We call that callbacks. So it's become all about you, and your story is actually a very good story. It's a very interesting story to weave that into a talk. So here's a tip for those of you, even who do speak. So I'm giving you a bonus here because I teach this to VIPs and not normally in this kind of a format. But here's a tip. When you're on the platform, I don't care if there's 10 people or 10,000, definitely you want to share a piece of you. It's all about connection. So share your story. Truly, it's not all about you. Okay, so it's a small piece that ties into a lesson that perhaps you've learned that now you're sharing with your audience to help them so they can learn that lesson as well. So let me just say, what I hear on coaches doing is talking about themselves way too much. So I'll give you an example. Let's just pretend you're a career coach that's on my mind right now, and somebody says, oh my gosh, it's been horrible. I lost my job, and then my girlfriend lost her job, and you're the coach, and you're like, wow, I know. 6 years ago, I lost my job, and my husband lost his job, and then this happened, and that. No. So you may be sitting here going, well, Terri, I don't do that. I'm an experienced coach, I don't do that. I want you to be honest with yourselves. Record some of your sessions. Really listen to yourselves. And I'm only saying that because I've heard it in some of the people who really are the very best coaches. And if you're into credentials and initials after your name, I've heard it from people who have those credentials and initials. I coach a lot of those folks. So I just want you to get it. And the only reason I want you to get it is because I want you to be a great coach, an extraordinary coach. We've got a group at Facebook, if you want to come play with us, called Extraordinary Coaches, EXTRA, all caps. I want you to be extraordinary. And I don't just want you to be extraordinary because that will mean that you have a lot of clients and they retain you for a long time, you make a lot of money, and you get referrals. That's all wonderful, but that's not the only reason. I want you to do it because the coaching that you provide is of high value to people, and I want them to have great coaching. Okay, so breathe that in, take that in. I'll be back. I think it's like tip 14 coming up next. I can't even count them, but I want to make sure I give you every single tip that I came up with. I'll be back with you soon.